led the tournament from the start. Will that momentum carry her through to win her third title of the year? Find out next. Welcome inside Funquest lanes in Collierville, Tennessee for the finals of the Miller Highlife National Players Championship. Competition begins with a breakthrough game featuring 3 athletes in their first TV appearance of the year: Kulick, Tammy Turner, and Marianne Dirupo. The one with the high score will break through to the head-to-head competition to face the powerful Feldman in a semifinal match, and the winner there will advance to the championship match and square off against top seed Leanne Barrette. Hello everyone, I'm Jan Schmidt along with last week's champ, Carolyn Dorin-Ballard. Carolyn, this week it's a major event, part of our Triple Crown. Is there any different approach for the athletes?
All the bowlers had the same consensus. They said, you know what, I just want to win. But let's face it, when you add the word major to a championship, it elevates the win.
Well, there are 2 familiar faces tonight. One is Leanne Barrette, and she should be the favorite. She's on a hot streak, making 5 consecutive TV appearances.
Leanne is bowling great in 2002. She already has 2 victories, and to add another major to her already impressive resume is icing on the cake. She's also in pursuit of tying a PWBA record. That is for the most consecutive TV appearances. She has 5. The record is 6. It's going to be very interesting to see if Leanne can keep her streak alive.
It sure will. I know you're one of the holders of that record. The other regular on the show tonight is Feldman. She's in the midst of a pretty strong season herself in her 5th TV appearance.
Michelle is very satisfied with the way she's bowling so far this year. She has 1 victory, but in 9 titles does not have a major. She would love nothing more than to win tonight, not only for herself, but for her grandfather.
Well, on the flip side, in the breakthrough game, Kulick, Turner, and Dirupo, they are talented athletes, far too talented to just be making their first TV appearance of the season.
They have one thing in common. They have all stated that they are missing 1 component that allows them to get to the TV show. Marianne is using new equipment and is still looking for that winning combination to make her consistent. Tammy has finally rebuilt her confidence in herself and her physical ability. Kelly feels she's just simply missing the boat. She's not bowling good in the night blocks, and she feels that should be the asset to her game. With the way these 3 ladies bowled this week, I'll tell you, they're on their way back to the top 5.
We're through 5 frames of the breakthrough game in the Miller Highlife National Players Championship. Marianne Dirupo in the lead by 10 pins over Turner and by 22 pins over Kulick. Dirupo, Carolyn, is completely lined up. She left a solid 8 and a 10 pin. Kulick and Turner have been high on lane 18 the last couple of shots.
Yes, they have, but Kelly, during the break, has now made a ball change, moved a little bit deeper. And let's see what happens. Still goes through the nose.
High again. Now she left that same spare leave in the 2nd frame and chopped it.
She was using a ball that was very even rolling and went to something that's just a little more aggressive in the mid lane, moved a little deeper, still though not like it. Good shot by Tammy, leaving the 10 pin. Talked to Tammy a little bit before we started. She said she's using a ball with the most shine that she's used all week long. She used a little bit of surface during the week, gray pad on her bowling balls.
This time she converts it. Well, all right. Once again, this match, breakthrough game, and one of these ladies will advance into the head-to-head competition. All 3, though, in their first TV appearance on the year.
Tammy with the 218 average, 2nd high out of the top 5.
She just didn't do well in match play. 12 and 12 match play record, didn't win enough.
Struggled a little bit her last round of match play.
Marianne Dirupo, 11 years on tour. She has 6 titles. Her last show came right here last year, and I think she lost to someone sitting next to me.
She reminded me of that last night. She's been lined up from training 1, though. Hard to believe that Marianne only has 6 titles with as talented as she is, but I think she's really gotten her combinations together, and we're going to see a lot more of Marianne.
Marianne Dirupo now in the lead by 21 pins over Tammy Turner and by 36 over Kulick. Kulick now stepping up in the 7th frame. She defeated Marianne Dirupo during match play. These ladies did go head-to-head during match play for bonus pins, 30 bonus pins.
Much better shot by Kelly. Still leaving the 10-pin.
Now, was Carrie tough, Carolyn, across the house, or specific pairs?
Not for the top 5, they weren't. It wasn't. Basically, though, Marianne did state that, some pairs carried better than others, but basically the top 5 had great carry all week. Great shot by Tammy, comes back, finally gets 10.
Kelly Kulick, the Rookie of the Year in 2001. What an awesome rookie season she had, making 9 telecasts, and it has to be tough to maintain that comeback. She has a lot of disappointment this year. She
said she actually worked a little harder over the break, made some changes in her game, physically worked out, and she said, and here I am, I'm a little disappointed. But she felt with bowling as well as she did this week, she's back.
Marianne qualifying in 5th, 213 average. There was a big split after 5th place, though. Not as close as we typically see it. So these ladies really hit the condition significantly more carried now. Absolutely. Than the rest of the ladies.
And Marianne really came on strong the 3rd day. Found herself a little bit the first round of match play, but 3rd day on Wednesday, she bowled great. Surface, wood surface, volume of oil, 26.2 milliliters, length of oil, 40 feet, defense oil. What that allows is, because the surface is a little soft and it hooks anyway, the heads have a tendency to hold up a little better, but the middle part of the lane is where it breaks down, and that's what allowed the ladies that could really boom the ball and go around that early hook in the middle part of the lane and still get their ball to hook. That's why they're here tonight.
So Dirupo in the lead now by 31 with 3 strikes in a row over Turner. Kulick trailing by 47 as she steps up in the 8th.
Best finish this year, 6th.
Oh, tough break.
Finally gets a good shot in the pocket and leaves the 4-9.
Tammy Turner, she came out strong in her career, and then a back injury actually set her back for quite some time. Trying to overcome that, and then it becomes mental issues after that, not worrying about the back.
Looks like a good shot by Kelly. Moved a little bit deeper, got the ball further right down the lane, a little bit high. 4-9. Could have tripped one of those out.
Give it a run. Not to be. So Kulick not having the performance she was hoping for. She had a low game all week of 171. So actually that was a pretty high low game. There were a considerable amount of lower games than that.
She said the whole week she felt very consistent, and she liked the way she was bowling with everything she was doing, ball choices, spare shooting. Marianne, average on the TV pair, 225.75, second highest of the TV pair of the finalists. She liked the middle part of the house. She said that's where she carried her best all week, was in the middle part of the house. And there it goes, tripped that 4-pin.
And she definitely is. Now, I know I watched Marianne in position round last night, and she started off with about 5 straight 10 pins on the pair she was on for position round. So it definitely is a pair issue for Marianne Dirupo. Looks like she's glad 17 and 18 is the TV pair.
Right. Her position round last night was on the high end, and she said she struggled a little bit with her carry on the high end. So
Dirupo still up by 31 over Turner once again. Kulick, though, trailing by 70. Look at that average on the TV pair.
237. Wow. She was first out of the 5 bowlers tonight. There we go. She's proud of herself. Her mom.
Where's that 300 necklace? You were just going to say that.
Well, her mom, Carol, was here this week. It really helped her that she was here, relaxed her a little bit, asked her where her 300 necklace was. Hey, where's that 300 necklace I had made for you? Maybe it'll bring you some luck.
So she wore it, and
yes,
it did, but not luck tonight for, we're talking actually about Kelly Kulick. Meanwhile, Tammy Turner with a 7 count at 3-6-10. Marianne Dirupo now stepping up in the 9th with a chance to really pretty much close this out.
2002 average, 210. Bowling a little bit better this year. Feels a little more confident. There we go with the trip 4 again. She's got it this game. A little animated, too. Marianne gets a little animated toward, when she gets through one match, but she's been animated from frame 1.
Well, and she has a big crowd here. Big contingent of fans, very popular in this neck of the woods, down in the Memphis area.
Tammy chopping the spare.
So the best Tammy Turner could shoot would be 200. Marianne Dirupo already has a 208 without throwing another shot. Kelly Kulick, best she could shoot would be 188. So this match really is over.
That's not how Kelly probably wanted to end, but she had a great week. She feels very confident in the changes that she's made and the things she's worked on. I think we'll see a lot more of Kelly Kulick. Tammy going light. She wants to say hi to her mom, Cheryl and Lenny, and her grandpa, her dad, Brian, and her little sister, Brittany.
Kelly just going to go for the wood here. And, you know, Tammy Turner, interesting note, she's still throwing 14-pound equipment. Still throwing, and she sacrifices a little carry, she said.
Once in a while, she says when she has to play very deep, she feels like she's given up a little bit of carry, and she thought maybe over the next break, she may even try some light 15s, see how her back feels.
So that lady, Marianne Dirupo, has the highest score in the breakthrough game, so she'll advance to head-to-head competition against the Twister sister, Michelle Feldman, in the semifinal match. Players Championship are being brought to you by the Women's International Bowling Congress, striving for 87 years to identify and fulfill the needs of women bowlers. By Travelodge Hotels, proud to be the official lodging sponsor of the Professional Women's Bowling Association. And by PWBA.com, the tour's official site for news and information about the PWBA and its athletes. Match 1, Marianne Dirupo 266 to Kulick's 152 and Turner's 190. So we're ready now for the semifinal match of the Miller Highlife National Players Championship. We're at Funquest Lanes in Collierville, Tennessee. I'm Jan Schmidt along with Carolyn Dorin-Ballard. Marianne Dirupo, who won that first match, will start this match. That was one pin shy of her high game of the week, which was 267. Marianne Dirupo has not won a title since 1998. It's her first show in a year. What a performance for that first match.
She's come out very strong. Also, she won the 1997 Hammer Players Championship at the time. So hey, maybe this one has her name on it also.
Meanwhile, this lady, Michelle Feldman, as we said, having a very good year. She's the Miller Highlife defending champion. That event was in Omaha last year, and going for her first major title.
I asked Michelle what her strength was this week, and she looked right at me and said, I could play my A game. I looked right at her and I said, really, you're kidding. I mean, she just kept moving left and throwing it harder and with more revs. She's amazing to watch.
See that big game against Dirupo throughout the week, 278 to 203.
But the amazing thing is, the past 2 weeks, she's been 100 under her first round.
Yeah, that was interesting when she said that. In fact, she averaged 188 the first round, and lowest average any other round was 203.
Exactly. It's amazing. Rolling out the 8-pin, coming in very light and just rolling them down.
Now, while it was a big match for Michelle against Marianne throughout the week, these two have met only once on television. Dirupo won over Feldman 167 to 166.
Wow. Marianne's best finish this year, 8th. Well, she's definitely made that a little bit higher with tonight's TV appearance. Another great shot by Marianne. Wow, she's lined in.
Well, you can hear the hooping and the hollering, and Carolyn asked Marianne about her strong fan base here and where it came from.
Well, it does a little bit of both. You do get excited when there's a big fan base, but it can only be more strength to you. I came down here earlier in the year to give lessons, so a lot of the men and women that I gave lessons to have showed up periodically, and I think I see a few of them here tonight, so I imagine it's going to be a strength. I have nothing to lose. I'm in 5th. I could only go up.
She can only go up is exactly right. They're all even here on the mini scoreboard, sponsored by Travelodge Hotels.
Hurry! She said hurry up. Looks like she got that one in just a little bit. Still, though, projection to the right. Ball finishes very light. Blows the pins off the deck. Little bit inside of her target, still threw it pretty good. Barely hits the head pin, but carries them all. That's what you're looking for.
Michelle Feldman, she is what you call a strike player, Carol.
Yes.
Except on that frame.
I would definitely call her a powerful strike player. Leaving the 4-pin, great shot. Came in a little hard at the end. Qualified second with a 218 average.
She had a huge match play record. We'll get into that in just a minute. But if you're enjoying this show, the PWBA will conclude its summer swing next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern from Fern Valley Strike and Spare in Louisville, Kentucky. It'll be one final chance to qualify for the Sport Bowling Champions Challenge. Don't miss all the action as the 2000 champion in Louisville, Michelle Feldman, who you're watching right now, will attempt to defend. That's Monday at 9 p.m. And now a 10-pin for Michelle Feldman. And I mentioned her match play record, Carolyn, in 19-5. She said it was the highest of her career, 79.1%. And her career match play record is only 58.3%. So what a difference this week.
And one of the key factors, she said, you know, I'd get up and I'd have to perform in the 10th frame to win a match, and I wouldn't do it. And then all of a sudden I looked up the scoreboard and said, oh my gosh, Tammy and Kelly are creeping up on me. I better get it together. And she goes, I liked the pressure. I liked knowing that I had to perform and win matches to stay in the show. And she did it.
10 cashes for Marianne this year. So she's been consistent in terms of being in the top 32, top 24, even top 10, but just not in the top 5.
Right. Definitely not as consistent as she wants to be going for that show every week. And Marianne, with the talent she has, should be.
Looking for a break there. Not getting it with an 8 count. She was in the lead by 12. That'll now take her to a 10-pin lead.
Doesn't project this ball as far right as she's been getting it. Picks up in the middle part of the lane. Goes Brooklyn. All of the ladies have said tonight that the lane, the middle part of the lane, is hooking more than it did all week.
And I mentioned it'll be the last chance to qualify next week for that Champions Challenge, the Sport Bowling Champions Challenge. Here are the qualifiers so far, all the champions in 2002. Carolyn, you just squeaked in last week. That event will kick off our fall swing. Will air in September. Marianne Dirupo trying to put her name on that list. Right now she leads by 10 pins, stepping up in the 5th.
Marianne said one of her assets this week, she made some good ball choices. She matched surfaces with the balls that she chose and played the lanes correctly. And here she is tonight. She looks like she did that for the TV show.
Coming up light. Now, Carolyn, Marianne talked about with the success she hasn't had recently, she made a huge grip change and talked with Tommy and Tita Semez about that.
Yes, she said the grip change that she made has now allowed her to get out of the ball a little bit quicker, a little bit cleaner, and also her span has changed. She went a little bit longer, and that's also helped and taken a little pressure off of her hands. So I'd say the changes were definitely in the right direction, because here she is, and wow, what a way to make the bucket.
With her spare ball. Now, is that recommended on the bucket? A choice.
That's a choice.
Personal choice.
I personally double wood. I don't ever use my spare ball. She chose to, and somehow she mixed those pins around and made the bucket. You know, that's just a choice on how you really yourself want to shoot at it.
1905 match play record. We talked about Michelle Feldman back with a strike. And Carolyn, is your choice on a spare how you're going to shoot it sometimes different with what ball you'd use based on the condition?
No, I use my spare ball, which is a plastic ball, for all my spares except double wood. For the bucket or the 2-8, I use my strike ball. I adjust off of my strike shot. Of course, I'm not covering 15 to 20 boards either, so that could make a difference for some people.
Max score for Michelle Feldman, 268. Dirupo, 264.
Good shot again on that lane. Leaves another 10-pin. The amazing thing, you know, when people say, oh, you throw the ball straighter than me, or oh, she hooks it so much. Here's career versus Dirupo, 0-1. Could be happening again. A little early in the game yet. Basically, Michelle made a joke. We talk about it every week. I ask her where she's playing now. Look, I just want to know where her hook spot is. That's it.
Well, through 5.5 frames, Marianne Dirupo is out in front by 6 pins. We'll return in a moment with the rest of the semifinal match. She threw shots in the 6th and 7th frame.
Seventh frame, she gets up, comes in a little light. She's begging, she's begging. There goes the 7 pin. And by her reaction, she really, really liked that shot.
Now Michelle Feldman up in the 7th frame, trailing by 16. She's working on a spare.
Michelle needs to get that strike ball going. Oh, another 4 pin on that lane, but another good shot.
And she's not tripping the 4s. Marianne Dirupo's been tripping almost all of those 4 pins.
Well, in a one-game match, you need the breaks to go your way. You need to trip the 4 pins. You need to carry the light hits. Sometimes you can hit the pocket for 10 frames and shoot a great 190 game. Ooh. I thought that might hook there for a second.
Well, she's now using the spare ball all the time. That's been a change for Michelle this year.
She used to throw it so hard at her spares with the plastic ball that it used to zoom right by them. But now she's learned to calm it down a little bit, throw right at them, and she said her sparing's been a lot better.
Max score potential, 237 for Michelle Feldman, still 264 for Marianne Dirupo. That's if they strike out.
Going light, 2-8. One of the things Michelle talked about was, even though she could get to a pair and shoot a 170 game, she knew that she'd go to the next pair and probably shoot 280.
And she doesn't get down over it like she used to.
No, not at all. She just blows it off, goes to the next pair and says, hey, you know what? I know I can do this.
10 cashes also for Michelle, but 5 top 5s.
Ooh.
Ouch. That hurts.
Hooks by the 2-8, just gets the 2, opens the door for Marianne. Uses her strike ball to shoot at it. Hooks way too much. Just clips to the left of the 2 pin.
So Marianne Dirupo, with things going her way in this match. First 2002 TV appearance, and you would think she's been on the show every week the way she's performing.
She feels a little more confident now in everything she's doing. And making the show this week definitely, you know, put into her head, hey, you know, some of the changes I made, some of the ball choices I'm making, I'm going in the right direction. I can build off of this.
Now, Marianne is an athlete in many sports, actually. She went to South Carolina University and was a collegiate softball 2-time All-American.
Softball, field hockey.
Basketball. She kind of played them all. She played some professional softball also for about 6 years.
Reverse the spare, changes ball, something that gets down the lane.
6th place finisher sitting right next to me, Carolyn Dorin-Ballard. Rachel Perez. It's her 2nd week back on tour. Did very well. And Liz Johnson there, the 2 other defending champs.
Kendra Gaines, our doubles champion this year. Paulina Alto, one of our great international players.
Dirupo now up by 29 pins with that open frame by Feldman as she missed the 2-8 spare in the 8th. Dirupo up now live in the 9th frame.
Wow.
She definitely has a good shot and is making good shots at the same time.
She has the right ball roll where when it's hitting the middle part of the lane, it's not over jerking, which Michelle's has a habit of doing because of the rev rate. Here, she looks like she threw the ball good, gets it to the right, keeps skidding just a little bit further than it has been, but hits light and blows the rack.
And that Michelle shot and taking out the 10.
Finally goes a little bit light in pocket and sends the messenger over to kick the 10 out. I guess that's what she needs to be doing.
The best she can shoot here would be 214. If she strikes out, she could actually force Dirupo to mark in the 10th frame.
Best finish this year, St. Clair Classic.
And she really needed to carry that strike.
Makes the adjustment on that lane, comes in light, threw it good. She liked the shot once it left her hand, but leaves the 7-pin.
Michelle won that St. Clair Classic. That was her one title
That's
this
finish.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can smile, Marianne Dirupo, because you'll move on. But first, when we come back, a look at championship tournament record setters in this week's WIBC Extra Frames. Tennessee, and there's a paddle boat out on the mighty Mississippi. Looks like a nice place to go. There's the trophy, the Miller Highlife National Players Championship trophy that Marianne Dirupo and Leanne Barrette will be attempting to take home tonight. Marianne Dirupo, great performance so far. She defeated Michelle Feldman 243 to 191 in the semifinal match. Opening shot. It's a good one, and Carolyn, it's her first show, first championship match in a year, going for her first title in 4 years. Do you think she'll start to feel the pressure?
I think every time you go for a championship, you always feel a little bit of pressure. It's just how you handle it and what perspective you take on it. And she has worked her way up to this position over the break, and here she is.
Leanne Barrette with 25 titles, 2 of them coming in the last 3 weeks, so she's going for her 3rd title in just 4 events. And Carolyn, she did not appear to have a very good reaction in practice.
No, I went down, watched her throw her 10 practice shots. She was a little uncomfortable, liked the left lane a little bit better than the right lane, so opted to start on the right lane, went a little bit light, see if she makes the adjustment next time she's up on that lane. There's Leanne's stance, leaning back on that right foot to take the pressure off her left hip, and boy, she said that has done wonders. She was a little bit sore this week, but you know, that's just fatigue, hasn't had any problems. Definitely one of the best changes she made coming into the year. And I'll tell you, she was awesome all week. She led from round 1 to the last round and just never gave up. It was fantastic to watch.
Well, she out-averaged the field out-averaged second place by more than 3 pins.
Right, 221.25. I mean, that's fantastic.
Marianne Dirupo, career TV versus Leanne Barrette 1-0, and it was a big match. Marianne Dirupo 255 to Leanne Barrette's 173. But if you look at this year head-to-head during the week, not counting TV, Leanne Barrette 6-0 against Marianne Dirupo.
Right. It's amazing how things turn around. Missed a little, went Brooklyn, left the 5-pin, got it in, didn't project it to the right. And one thing you had to do this week, as you can tell by the people who are on the TV show, you had to get the ball to the right, around that hook in the middle part of the lane. Here she missed way left, got it in, and that's what happened all week when you did that.
Happy with just a 5-pin, an easy spare, and Leanne Barrette working on her equipment, Carolyn.
Putting some tape in her fingers. You know, you get on the TV pair, it's a little different once the match starts.
Adrenaline goes, fingers sometimes shrink. For some people.
Absolutely, shrink or swell. You know,
right.
It goes either way. Marianne likes to say hi to her mom, Rosemary, and the rest of her family.
There's a look at our finalists and their average for 2002 versus this week. Carolyn, all of these ladies up in average this week over their 2002 average.
Those ladies threw a lot of strikes, and when you throw a lot of strikes and put them together, you shoot big games.
Those averages compiled by Ebonite Tournament Coordinator. That's our official tournament software. And so the ladies that actually hooked the ball the most obviously averaged much higher than what they've been doing for the year this week.
Yes, because they threw a lot of strikes and put some big games together.
So Marianne now going high again.
Now she's been going light on the left lane. That's the first time she's gone high in quite some time, probably since the first game. She's been going light, made a few adjustments, and she also was carrying the light hits.
There's that title 4 years ago, 1998 Visionary Bowling Products Classic. That was in Lancaster, Ohio.
And she hasn't been in this position since last year. Nerves might be setting in just a little bit. Makes the spare. She'll regroup.
Okay, she kind of gave a signal walking back up the approach there. Okay, all right, let's settle down right as you were saying it.
Regroup one shot at a time. See if Leanne makes an adjustment on this lane. Left the 2-pin on her first shot. Got it right. Comes in just a little high, gets a break, leaves the 4-pin, makes the adjustment. Looks like she threw that one a little bit slower than her first shot. Ball read the lane a little bit better. She's much deeper on that right lane. Just a little bit high at the end, 4-pin. She said she had a good feel, but she didn't have good reaction. So she felt, comfortable with the ball she was choosing from, but just didn't like exactly the read she was getting.
Some of the other finishers, Anne-Marie Dugan, she's cashed in every event this season. Tiffany Stanber, she was the runner-up last week. And Marcia Kamarowski went in for Cara Honeychurch. She withdrew due to illness.
Tanil Grijalva, bringing her husband out this week, spent some time with her. She bowled great. Kathy Doran-Lizzie helping us out in the truck, had a good week.
Leanne Barrette up in the 4th frame. She leads by 2 pins. And Leanne, a feel player you were mentioning, had a good feel, not a good reaction, but she can get through on feel many times.
Right, because sometimes when you have a good feel, you can create your own reaction.
Exactly.
You're comfortable with that. You say, okay, I may not like what I have on lanes, but I can create something because, everything just feels good. Sometimes you get that one ball in your hand, it's like, it feels like it was just made for me. Great shot on that lane, leaves the 10-pin. Change balls. Plastic ball, shoots right at it.
Oh, that was close.
She made the little mark, the little action at the foul line when she let that go too, thinking, ooh, is it going to get there?
It just did. So Marianne Dirupo now getting ready to step up in the 4th frame. And Rookie of the Year, we talked about Kelly Kulick, Marianne Dirupo in 92, Tammy Turner 94, Leanne Barrette way back in 87. Just not getting it out there.
Getting it high again. Also, she looks like she's a little bit softer than she has been. Now, one thing she said she worked on over the break also was trying to hook the ball more. But when she was doing that, she softened up her ball speed. First 2 games, she seemed like she was throwing a little bit harder. Seems like she's softening up a little bit. When you miss left and you're a little soft, the middle part of the lane is going to pick, the ball's going to pick up in that middle part of the lane and just start going left. I think what she needs to do.
Oh, another close there. Wow.
She needs to make sure she keeps her ball speed and still projects the ball to the right.
Well, sometimes you think maybe she's getting a little protective. Sometimes when you're trying to get maybe not play totally aggressive, you might slow up a bit.
Absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of things that go through your head. I mean, and you keep going back to the fact, she hasn't been here since last year. She's worked on a lot of things. I mean, she just needs to keep it simple. And that was one thing she said. When I get there tomorrow, no matter what game I'm in, I'm going to keep things simple and just keep doing what I did all week.
41-35 record on television, and she trails by just 2 pins right now.
She got that one a little bit further right.
And light. You had mentioned she'd been light on that lane until that last shot.
Michelle Feldman was light on that lane. Marianne had gone light on that lane. Could be getting a little carry down. Gets it to the right. A little bit further right than she had been getting it. Comes in really late, leaves the 2-4.
Uses her spare ball and covers it up. And I know that Marianne, very good friends with the Memphis Women's Bowling Association. I think all of the athletes are by the end of the week. They were tremendous. I understand there was a lot of food provided for you all week.
Food every day for us for lunch, and let me tell you, it was fantastic. And I have to admit, the desserts were fantastic also.
So you ate them?
Yes, I did. 2 wins this year.
Leanne Barrette up by 4 and light, so it'll take it back to a 2-pin match. Speaking of the desserts for our sponsors, I understand someone made a cake with all the sponsor logos on it.
Yeah, that was really nice. Looks like a good shot. Gets it right down the lane. Hits a little bit of the hang. 2-8. They could be going through a transition. The second game we saw a little bit. Michelle came out, was hitting the pocket, then started to go light. Leanne left a ring 10, then goes light. Lanes could be going through a little bit of a change.
So what is your thought process? What do you do when you start to see transition? Take us through it in your mind, what your thought process would be.
Simple. Help. No. Well, it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, like we said, making the spare. And that's a hard spare to make on this, especially when you're playing that deep. You got, there is plenty of hook out there. But you got to make sure that you don't hook by it to the left. Got to make sure you still get it to the right. You're thinking, okay, they might be going through a little bit of a change. For me, I think, what did I do during the week when this happened?
Okay.
And kind of reflect back. But you can't wait too long because, you only have 10 frames, and 10 frames on TV is a lot shorter than 10 frames in match play.
There's the all-time title list records, and Leanne Barrette now tied for third. She's going for title number 26, would put her in third all on her own.
Ooh, almost tripping that 2 out.
Fortunate to get the 8 out, leave herself an easy spare.
One of the things Leanne did say is as the week went on, the lanes did get a little bit tighter, mostly in the back. But like I've stated, the middle part of the lane still hooked, so the projection had to be the same, but they did try to move everything to the right. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Pulls it to the left a little bit, hooks right by it.
Well, that was a big error, and that now put Marianne Dirupo in the lead over Leanne Barrette. We'll return to see who will walk away victorious in the Miller Highlife National Players Championship. In the sponsor category, May of 2001, Michelle Feldman took charge after falling and injuring her thumb to win the Miller Highlife Open over Cara Honeychurch 257 to 224. In the host center category, June of last year, right here at Funquest Lanes, Carolyn Dorin-Ballard defeated Marianne Dirupo 225 to 196 to win the Greater Memphis Open. And in the event category, in October, Liz Johnson barely squeaked out a victory in the Hammer Players Championship over Michelle Feldman by a score of 205 to 202 at the Cherry Bowl in Rockford, Illinois. You saw Leanne Barrette miss that 2-pin as we went to break. In the 7th frame, Leanne Barrette washed out and then going high with a spare in the 8th. So right now, Marianne Dirupo leads by 19 pins as she steps up in the 8th frame, going for her first title in 4 years. And a big break for Marianne Dirupo.
Looks like it's a good shot. Doesn't quite get it as far right as you need to. Goes Brooklyn. Both girls look like they've kind of lost it a little bit. Leanne keeps getting it way far to the right. Ball's quite not coming back. Marianne cutting it off a little bit. Once you do, it goes left. But got the break. Let's see if she can capture on it.
So maximum score if Marianne strikes out, 223. Maximum score for Leanne Barrette, possible 194. Marianne with that big break in the 8th. This could be a huge strike if she follows it up. High again.
High again, leaves the 3-6-10. Well, it's coming down to the wire. Could be trying, because you know what's happening? They both look like they lost their reaction a little bit. You're pressing a little bit to try to make the ball strike or make a perfect shot. You know what? That's even worse sometimes. You kind of just got to let it go. 5-time WIBC All-American.
Needs to cover this spare up, keep the pressure on Leanne Barrette.
Ooh.
Oh, and a chop.
Chops the 3-6. Off the 3-6-10. Ball starts to go a little left. Thought she might get it. Wraps right around the 10. I'll tell you, it's still a close match.
It sure is. A new life for Leanne Barrette, as I believe she trails now by just 7 pins.
Leanne switching balls on this shot.
Well, it's do or die. She has to make something happen here in the 9th frame, though the match now close after that open frame for Marianne Dirupo. Oh, no. And you have to do it. You have to take a chance.
Absolutely. She didn't have anything with what she was doing at the time. She made the decision. She moved even deeper. Looks like it looked like she kept the ball speed up, got it to the right, moved deeper, thought she did what she had to do, maybe get a little right of that out of bounds because she washed out.
It looked like a good guess. Looked like it would set up. And don't forget, right now on the line, the top seed string and dominance that's been going on all year in the singles events. The top seeds won all 8 events. But Leanne Barrette right now in jeopardy of that ending. She needs 3 strikes for a 170. That would force Marianne Dirupo to mark in the 10th. So Leanne Barrette really needing to strike out now.
Gets the Brooklyn. Hey, at this point,
take
10
it.
frames. She needs everything she can get. I'll tell you, looking at what's happening, they've bowled great all week. It is the TV pair, the lights, the nerves. Lanes are changing. I wouldn't want to have to get up there now and throw a shot.
No, because it really doesn't look like they even know where to throw it.
Absolutely not. But that's how great the athletes are out here. I mean, during the week, when this happened, you had to make the adjustments to get to this point. With 10 frames, like I said, these are a quick 10 frames on TV.
Big shot. Not going to get up. So for Leanne Barrette, wow, what a dominant tournament to have to end this way.
She was phenomenal all week from day one, never let up. She threw it great. She made the right adjustments. She looked like she moved a little left. Got it right. The ball just squirted on her. 2-4-8-10.
So not to be for Leanne Barrette. Tough match, tough game. Wonderful weekend for Marianne Dirupo. Carolyn, it's another champion. Another new champion this year.
Another new champion to go into that champion shootout. And you know, it's nice for Marianne. She's waited quite some time to get this next title. Nice. She's got a great fan following here. You know, I mean, she deserves it. She kept the ball in play. She made her spares except for one. That's what you need.
Looks like she's starting to get a little emotional. I would after
Absolutely.
a long stretch like that. So she spares it up, and Marianne Dirupo wins her first title since 1998. We'll be right back to talk with her. Stay with us. Are being brought to you by the Women's International Bowling Congress, striving for 87 years to identify and fulfill the needs of women bowlers. By Travelodge Hotels, proud to be the official lodging sponsor of the Professional Women's Bowling Association. And by PWBA.com, the tour's official site for news and information about the PWBA and its athletes. Final score of the championship match, 180-158. And there is your winner of the Miller Highlife National Players Championship, Marianne Dirupo, and bringing in the trophy, Ricky Adair, GM here at Funquest Lanes.
Marianne, on behalf of Miller Brewing and Funquest Lanes, I'd like to congratulate you on winning the tournament. There's the trophy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I know you're looking for that check. So Pete Hine, the manager here at Funquest Lanes, has some money.
Well, Marianne, $13,000, Miller Highlife and Funquest Lanes. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Well, I'd like to thank everybody here at Funquest Lanes. I mean, everyone's been wonderful. I'd like to thank Miller, WIBC, Travelodge. I just really don't know what to say. It's been so long.
We'll help you. Carolyn, come on in with a question for Marianne. She needs a minute.
Well, there's probably only one question to really ask you. It's been 4 years. You decided to do it with the big one, the Players Championship. How do you feel?
I'm not sure how I feel. I'm just glad I did it here. The people here are wonderful. I've been down here giving lessons. It's the South. What more can you ask for?
She says a big thank you. Congratulations again to Marianne Dirupo. She snaps the top seed dominance, winning her first title in 4 years, and it's a big one. Join us next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the finals of the Louisville Open from Fern Valley Strike and Spare. For Carolyn Dorin-Ballard, I'm Jan Schmidt. We hope you enjoyed it. So long from Collierville. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.